Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that you simply cannot stop dancing. Your feet keep moving. Your body is exhausted. You want to stop, but you can't. Now imagine watching dozens of other people doing exactly the same thing. This sounds like a nightmare. But in the summer of 1518, something remarkably similar happened in Strasbourg. And historians still debate what really caused it. Strasbourg was a busy city in what is now France. Life was difficult. Disease was common. Food shortages and poverty created enormous stress. Then, sometime in July 1518, a woman known as Frau Troffea stepped into the street and began dancing. There was no music, no festival, no celebration. She simply kept moving for hours. At first, people thought it was bizarre. Then, something even stranger happened. Other people began dancing too. Within days, the number of dancers grew. And according to historical accounts, the strange episode eventually involved hundreds of people. The streets of Strasbourg became filled with exhausted bodies, spinning, jumping, and moving uncontrollably. But why? The dancing wasn't joyful. Many participants appeared distressed. Some danced for hours. Others reportedly continued for days. Their bodies became exhausted. Some collapsed. Historical accounts even describe people suffering serious physical consequences. The city had a terrifying problem, and nobody knew how to stop it. You might expect medieval doctors to recommend rest, but their response was very different. Some authorities believed the dancers needed to keep moving until the condition passed, so they encouraged the activity. A stage was reportedly built, musicians were brought in, and places were created where the affected people could continue dancing. It sounds unbelievable, but at the time, authorities genuinely believed they were helping. Instead, the situation appeared to get worse. Eventually, authorities began taking stronger action. Music was stopped, the dancing spaces were closed. Some affected people were taken to a shrine dedicated to Saint Vitus, a figure associated with dancing disorders. And slowly, the mysterious outbreak began to disappear. But the biggest mystery remained. What caused it? One explanation suggested something called ergot poisoning. Ergot is a fungus that can grow on grains such as rye. It can produce chemicals capable of causing hallucinations, spasms, and other symptoms. Could contaminated food have caused the dancing? It's possible. But many historians believe this explanation doesn't completely fit the evidence. Ergot poisoning can cause serious symptoms, but it doesn't neatly explain an entire community apparently dancing for days. Another theory is even more fascinating. Some researchers believe the outbreak may have been a form of mass psychogenic illness. In other words, extreme fear, stress, and social pressure may have produced real physical symptoms across a group of people. Remember the world these people lived in. Disease was everywhere. Death was common. Food was uncertain. And many people believed strongly in supernatural punishment. One person's strange behavior could potentially trigger fear in another, and then another, until the behavior spread through the community. But here's the problem. We don't have enough evidence to prove exactly what happened. The historical records are limited. Descriptions were written hundreds of years ago, and some details may have been exaggerated or misunderstood. So the dancing plague remains one of history's strangest medical mysteries. Was it poisoning? Mass psychological stress? A neurological condition? Or something we still don't understand? more than 5 centuries later, we still don't have a definitive answer.
But the dancing plague of 1518 reminds us of something important. Diseases aren't always mysterious because they're invisible. Sometimes, the greatest mystery is what happens when the human mind, the body, and society collide. In 1518, Strasbourg didn't just witness a strange dance. It witnessed one of history's most haunting medical mysteries. And nobody knows exactly why it happened. This is History of Disease.